Hello everyone, this is Matty Fresh from megapoker.net. This is the Learn to Play Poker video series, the fourth installment, How to Play Big Slick Ace King. So let's get started, and we'll go through some different ways and how to look at this hand, how to play this hand, because it's a very common premium hand. It's a very strong hand, but it gets a lot of people in trouble. At this point, jackpot raised in early position. You can either play aggressively and re-raise or just call. We're going to play aggressively and raise it up. Jackpot calls. Now, this is probably the most common situation with Big Slick is you bet huge pre-flop and then you miss. What do you do at this point? Since you weren't the original raiser, but you took control by raising over the top of jackpot, this would be a good time to make a continuation bet of around half the pot. So you make the bet and jackpot calls you. He checks again. I don't know what I can't really determine what kind of hand he's on, maybe a similar hand, so I'm going to throw another bet out there. Jackpot checks, and at this point he hasn't displayed much strength, so I'm going to jack up the bet right here, and jackpot lays it down. If your opponent raises over the top of you post-flop with Big Slick and you don't have anything, it's just ace high. Look at it as if you had ace deuce, okay? Someone raises over the top of you, you have nothing. Would you call or raise with ace deuce with just ace high? You just gotta lay it down when you miss and someone bets at you. If you can take control of the betting and bluff at the pot, then do so. But get away from it when you don't have anything. I mean, it's the same thing as missing with any other hand. We're going to just call right here and take a look at the flop. This is an ideal situation for Big Slick. Flopping top pair, top kicker. Your bet, you can either bet value all the way down, or you can make continuation size bets the whole way. The pot's about $16. We're going to bet 6 here, a little bit lower than half the pot, and see if we can get some action. No action there, so we're going to move on. Ace King in middle position. It folds around to you, an obvious raising situation. We're going to raise it up 3 times the big blind. And you have one player. You raise pre-flop, so you should follow up with a continuation bet, half the pot. You make the bet and you get bet at again. This is a situation where many players with Big Slick think, oh, I have Big Slick, I have the nuts, and they do something stupid like go all in over the top or do something crazy. You have ace high right now, you don't have a made hand, you don't have any draws, so simply fold. We're just going to limp in here and switch it up. You don't have to raise with ace king every time. It helps conceal your strength. The only problem with that is if someone plays like ace 4 or ace 5 in a limped pot, but they won't play it in a raised pot, and they flop 2 pair or whatnot. But this is a perfect situation. You flop trips with top kicker, and you rivered quads. You obviously have the best hand. You're probably not going to get anything out of it. We're just going to bet minimum and try to get a caller. Nothing. Now we're going to switch it up and look at ace king suited. Of course, a lot stronger. You have more drawing possibilities. We're going to limp in again just to keep our play mixed up. That's what you need to do with all your hands. You need to play them differently at times. There's no exact percentage for this. But let's go to the flop. This is beautiful. Top pair, top kicker, and the nut flush draw. This is pretty much a slow playing situation. You're 4-1 to hit your flush on the river. You probably already have the best hand, unless someone's playing 8-9 suited or something similar, and they fill their straight. Probably unlikely. I'm going to throw in what they call a 4th Street continuation bet, and display the strength I've been showing the whole hand. The pot's at $70. I'm going to bet 25, a value bet of the sort, and shut down the pot. You're in early position, obvious raising situation. It can be a min raise or a 3 times raise. We're going to make it 250, a little over the minimum raise. And Oliver raised over the top. Now, in this situation, depending on your playing style, you can either raise over the top again, or you can simply call. I advise just calling in this situation because if he's on a big pair, you don't want to. I don't know if you'd want to coin flip in this situation. You want to see a flop and see if you can get away from the hand. At this point, you flop the nut straight draw. There's no flush possibilities for you. Oliver's probably going to bet since he raised over the top of you anyway. You can either check fold or you can probe bet for information. The pot's at $30. Your bet should be, no more than 20. He raises over the top, a very large re-raise. He's telling you you're beat, so you get away. Again, under the gun, raises should have more respect in this position, so we're just going to do a raise. Again, when you're raising, don't raise based on the strength of your hand, raise based on position. This isn't really a bad flop for Big Slick. It's a pair, all small cards that aren't likely in a raised pot, especially when you get a caller after raising under the gun. Your ace high is probably good. I would definitely make a continuation bet at this point, and you collect the pot. Raspberry Jam decided to push all in, a very donkey-like move, but we're gonna see if we can get in a coin flip situation here. Yeah, this is about as coin flip as it gets, and if we won the coin flip and hit our ace and collected a nice pot. Ace King suited is, I believe, the third strongest hand in poker after pocket aces and pocket kings. You'll probably see it differently, and every book has their own starting hand requirement charts, but Mega Poker believes Ace King suited to be the third strongest hand in poker. We're going to raise it up here in the small blind, and not the best flop, again, since we raised. Continuation bet, and fire, and if you get raised, get away. At this point, 4 to a flush on the board, check fold. And it seems he called you down on a draw and missed, and you collect the pot with Ace King. Let's see if we can get into a situation where you fold after the flop after a miss. Another obvious raising situation. We're going to make it 3 times. You get re-raise, fill tilt, raised over the top of you, and then he got a caller besides. Actually, that was another raise. They're indicating high pocket pairs. We're going to see a flop since we do have a premium hand. You have a straight draw, and it gets checked to you. There could be a trap being set, but since you were raised, we're going to make a probe-sized bet here of around $75 since the pot was at about 200. You got called by one player. He's not indicating a tremendous amount of strength, so I'd move it up to about half the pot, and you collect the pot. Keep in mind, if you get raised at this point, he probably has a straight or a hand obviously better than ace high. This will be the last hand. We're going to switch our play up and just call right here since it folded around to us. We hit our ace. The problem with this is there could be ace low in the pot since it was a limped pot, especially with the small blind playing. He bet at it. We don't want him to draw to like 2 pair like ace 5 or ace 6. So we're going to raise it up here and play it aggressively. Ned's going to raise it up again. And we're gonna really boost it up and make him pay. What he's telling us is that I believe he has 2 pair, but for the purpose of the example, we're just gonna try to see what he has and put them all in. And he decides to lay it down, and our aggressive play wins the pot with ace king suited after limping in. So mix it up with Big Slick. Get away from it when you miss. Don't chase your straight unless you're getting ridiculous pot odds to do so. And get some chips, bust people out, hit your pair, be aggressive. If you miss, take a stab and then get away. And that wraps it up. For any more information while you wait for the next video, just visit www.mega-poker.net. Thank you.